To Ukraine now, where at least 23 people have been killed in a Russian strike on the Ukrainian village of Yarova in Donetsk. Authorities say they are investigating the attack as a war crime under Ukrainian law. President Zelenskyy described the attack as a brutal act of terrorism. Well, DW correspondent Birgit Maass is in London as leaders gather for a meeting of the so-called Ukraine Defence Contact Group. Good to see you, Birgit. Tell us what's happening there. What is Kyiv's main ask at this meeting today?
The UK Defence Secretary Maass is actually in London, and he was outlining at the beginning of the meeting what he would like. And you have just referred to the recent attack, and that's actually what he also brought to light. So it's a regular meeting. This UK defense, the Ukraine Defence Security Group is a regular meeting, but he wanted to really reiterate the threat that Ukraine is under, and he was describing how a few hours ago a group of pensioners was hit, and he said that around 20 were confirmed dead. But then he went on and explained his ask, and mainly it's about money and it's about support. So he said that the Ukraine needs help with their drone production for the interception of Russian attacks, but also that they want to strike deep into Russian territory in order to hit the military production of Russia. But he also said that economic pressure must intensify. So it's not just money, it's more than that.
Birgit, this is such a key group to Ukraine's defence, yet the Americans are attending virtually, not in person. What might that mean?
Well, it's mainly a virtual meeting, actually. So the Ukraine Defense Secretary was there, the German Defense Secretary, and also Defense Secretary from the UK, Healy, chairing the meeting, and Mark Rutte. So those were there in person, but everyone else virtual. Now, this is a regular meeting, and it's a big group, around 50 nations. So to get everyone together regularly, monthly, it's probably something that's easier if you don't meet in person every time. But I think it is important to stress that the UK Defence Secretary was in Kyiv last week, and he was talking about the destruction that he saw then, and also that the German Defence Secretary is here, just also to send the signal what a priority the support for Ukraine is.
As you say, this is a regular meeting of this group. It regularly comes up at this meeting that European allies must fill the gap in aid and assistance left by the US. Is that the case, that Europe is ready to fill that gap?
Well, Europe goes out of its way to support the Ukraine. That's what European leaders stress all the time. The Commission President von der Leyen has coined the phrase indigestible porcupine, and that's something that European leaders, that we hear from diplomats here, that it's so important to stand by Ukraine's side. However, also they always mention how important it is to keep the US close. So Europeans are already giving more to Ukraine than the US. However, they also are fearing that the US might reorganize its military, might concentrate more in China, and they want to keep the US by its side. For example, President Trump is coming to the UK next week for an unprecedented second state visit at the invitation of the King Charles, and we can be sure that that wider security will also be discussed when he's here.
Birgit Maass in London with eyes on the Ukraine Defence Contact Group meeting. Thanks so much.